July 13th, 2019. Scientist Roy Funch is journeying to northern Brazil. He's here to investigate something bizarre revealed from space.
You can't let an opportunity like this pass to see something that's never been seen in a very real sense.
High over the forests of the Caatinga region, the GeoEye-1 satellite captures an expanse of barren soil recently cleared by ranchers.
You see a semi-arid landscape with some kind of pockmarks. Almost looks to me like it could have been bomb craters or some type of holes in the ground.
Analysts count more than 300 circles across 2 patches of scrub. But zooming in reveals they aren't holes at all.
It looks like they're not depressions, but are raised areas, mounds of some sort.
When I look at the image, the idea that these structures could be some type of burial mounds is plausible.
Giant burial mounds have been discovered elsewhere in the Amazon, dating back as far as 6,000 years ago.
If the satellite has revealed an undiscovered ancient burial site, then its scale is unparalleled.
It's so vast. The possibility that they could be burial mounds is amazing.
Funch is skeptical of the burial mound theory.
There's too many of them. You know, the burial mounds are usually reserved for, you know, chiefs and high priests and rich people.
Yet what they are is hard to tell.
There's nothing like this in the world that I know of. And I've never heard anything about them.
The mounds sit in a 386,000 square mile wilderness known as the White Forest.
What we call Caatinga, which is a dry land, thorny, deciduous vegetation that's really totally intertwined. You can't see more than 20, 30 feet in. Okay, this should be the spot.
Led by the image coordinates, Funch treks west, seeking signs of the mounds among the thorns and scrub.
Really hot. It gets sweltering here. It's in the 90s already here, but it'll get to 100 quite easily. I think we're getting near the mound fields I saw in the satellite images. This is where they are. Oh wow, there we go, there we go. Mounds. Wow. Oh boy. Look at that. Magnificent. These are not burial mounds. Look how tall they are, how evenly spaced they are. It's just another world.
Having reached the site in the satellite image, Funch doubts these are man-made, nor does he believe they are a naturally occurring feature of the landscape.
It's just actually inconceivable that they'd be of purely geological origin. They're too symmetrical, they're too even, they're too well spaced. For me, they're pretty obviously biogenic, almost certainly built by some sort of a creature.
And Funch has suspicions about which creature.
I'm more pushed toward it being a termite mound. than any other animal that I can think of. Termites are famous for some of their huge structures in Africa and Australia. You get huge termite mounds, very complex structures taller than this.
But these structures look very different from termite mounds found elsewhere in the world. And as Funch explores further, he discovers that they cover a wider area than he ever imagined.
Okay, you can see there's a mound over there. It's quite camouflaged. 1, 2, a third one over there. There's no reason why they shouldn't keep on going. This forest just goes on and on.
Returning to the satellite image, Funch makes a staggering discovery. Not hundreds of mounds, not even thousands, but millions. 200 million mounds, stretching through the White Forest for 90,000 square miles.
If you zoom out a little bit, you can see the huge scale that we're talking about. More than the state of Michigan.
It's unbelievable.
If this is the work of termites, it's easily the largest colony on Earth. But what baffles Funch is that this land appears to be lifeless.
I don't see any termite activity. I haven't seen a lizard or a snake or an ant or anything crawling around here. But this is the kind of environment that you just don't want to be active during the day.
To learn more, Funch waits for dusk. At night, the White Forest is a hunting ground for various wild animals. But Funch's prey is smaller.
Now you have to be quiet when you're looking for termites. You have to tread softly because they're very sensitive to vibrations on the ground. There's the guys. Lots of them around here.
Termites are Earth's great survivors. They were here before the dinosaurs, 250 million years ago.
Oh, there's the hole. I found the hole. See the guy popping in and out.
But there's no building activity. This seems to be a foraging party rather than a construction team.
That's the leaf they chewed on. They probably have chambers where they store this food for future.
After several hours observing in the dark, Funch is no closer to understanding the hills seen from space.
The only way we'll ever know that is if we come at it during the day, dig them up. Yeah. Tá, pode continuar.
Termite mounds are normally riddled with ventilation shafts, leading to numerous chambers. At the very heart sits the royal chamber. Here resides the queen. One of the most extraordinary females in all nature, she can lay 25 eggs a minute for up to 50 years. Time enough to have a family of 250 million.
Okay. This is pure clay. This is what's under the mound.
But they've hit plain dirt.
We've dug into what appears to be a mound of dirt. All right, they're not living here.